The king crab, a massive crustacean with long legs and sweet tender meat, is not only famous for being one of the most expensive seafoods on the planet. Behind its spiky shell lies an unexpected ecological story that not everyone knows. This species primarily lives in icy waters, particularly the Bering Sea, where temperatures can drop to as low as 20 degrees. However, what's interesting is that they are not native to the Norwegian Sea. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union introduced king crabs to the Barents Sea, hoping to exploit the resources of the cold deep waters. The result? An ecological disaster beyond expectations. With no natural predators to control their population, king crabs reproduced at an alarming rate. They are scavengers preying on other bottom-dwelling creatures, disrupting the food chain and causing severe imbalances in the ecosystem. What started as a project to harvest economic benefits quickly turned into an invasive species issue. Yet this very characteristic has made them incredibly valuable. King crabs can weigh over 26 pounds with legs extending up to 5 feet, making them the largest crabs in the world. Their meat is soft, sweet, and rich in protein, making it a delicacy at fine dining restaurants worldwide, with prices reaching hundreds of dollars per pound. In Norway, where they are most heavily harvested, the government has enacted strict regulations. Once caught, fishermen are prohibited from returning them to the sea to prevent further environmental damage. Another interesting fact, king crabs only have 6 legs. Unlike the usual 8 legs of other crabs, they can live up to 30 years. Throughout their lives, they molt between 15 and 20 times, each molt making them bigger, stronger, and more expensive. Autumn in Alaska is not just the time when the leaves change color. It's also when the most intense king crab hunting season of the year begins. As the first cold winds of the season start to blow, fishing boats leave the harbor, heading towards the deep waters of the North Pacific about 200 miles off the coast. The fishing season lasts only 2 to 3 months, from October to January. But don't let the short duration fool you. This is one of the most dangerous and grueling jobs on the ocean. On each boat, fishermen use metal traps weighing between 660 to 880 pounds, reinforced with steel mesh. These traps are not only strong, but smart. Only large, market-sized crabs can enter them. Smaller crabs have their own escape routes, a way to ensure the long-term preservation of the species. The bait herring or cod, the kind that has started to decompose and emits a strong odor, a scent the king crabs cannot resist. Once ready, the traps are lowered to the ocean floor from 200 to nearly 1,000 feet deep, connected to ropes with buoys floating on the surface to mark their locations. Each boat is equipped with a flexible crane system, allowing for safe and efficient movement and lowering of the traps. Each boat can drop hundreds of traps, creating a vast network in the frozen ocean. After 24 to 48 hours, when the traps are full, the real game begins. The fishing boats return to the fishing grounds to retrieve the heavy traps from the cold waters. Using hydraulic cranes, the crew pulls each heavy trap onto the deck. The retrieval process requires precise coordination and care to avoid accidents or damage to the traps and the crabs inside. Cold water splashes everywhere, the wind howls, and one by one, the massive spiny crabs begin to emerge from the steel mesh. As soon as the traps are opened, the crabs are transferred to sorting trays, ready for the next step. This is not just fishing, it's a battle with nature demanding strength, patience, and a bit of daring. As soon as the king crabs are brought onto the deck, the sorting process begins immediately. This is not only the first step in the processing chain, but also a critical part of protecting this valuable seafood resource. Each crab is manually inspected according to strict standards. Too small, throw it back into the sea. Carrying eggs, not allowed to keep. Only crabs that meet the proper market size, typically between 6 to 11 pounds, are kept on the boat. Some crabs can even weigh over 22 pounds with leg spans exceeding 5 feet. Truly the kings of the ocean. The sorting process requires high precision and speed. Large trays on the deck are specially designed to hold large quantities of crabs, allowing the crew to easily sort and handle hundreds in a short amount of time. Once sorted, the crabs are placed into special seawater tanks. These tanks are designed to mimic their natural habitat, cold and oxygen-rich, helping the crabs stay alive and, more importantly, maintain their freshness as if just caught. Each sort, freshness is not just a standard, it's a must if the crabs are to meet the high-quality demands of the premium market. When the boat returns to the dock, the crabs are carefully unloaded and immediately transferred to specialized refrigerated trucks. From there, the journey of the king crabs continues, from the cold waters to modern processing plants. As soon as they dock, the crabs are taken to modern processing plants, where every step is strictly controlled in terms of temperature, sanitation, and processing speed. This ensures that every crab leg that reaches the consumer meets the highest standards of quality and food safety. The first step is critical, separating the legs from the body without breaking or crushing them. Skilled workers place the crabs into specialized machines, where special blades carefully detach the long legs intact. But that's not the end. Attached to each leg is the gill, which must be removed immediately. Thanks to a rotating gill removal system, workers only need to gently rub the crab legs against the machine. The gills are quickly and cleanly removed. Next comes the cutting station, where each crab leg is separated into smaller pieces for processing. Here, the precision of the workers is crucial, as even a slight mistake can cause the crab meat to crack, reducing its quality and value. However, modern technology is gradually changing this process. Some leading factories have developed fully automated crab separation systems, using visual sensors and smart algorithms to precisely locate the joint positions. Machines can now handle crabs with near-perfect accuracy, preserving the meat inside without breaking the shell or wasting any material. Automation not only speeds up the process, but also ensures large, consistent production volumes, especially during peak seasons. This is a significant advancement for the seafood processing industry, where the combination of human skill and technology is setting new standards. After being processed, the king crab legs enter another crucial stage, cooking and freezing. This is the moment when the natural flavors are locked in and preserved down to every muscle fiber. First, the crab legs are carefully placed into large mesh baskets, which are then slowly lowered into a hot, industrial water bath maintained at 185 degrees, about 85 degrees. After about 30 minutes, the crab meat is perfectly cooked, tender, yet still sweet, and with the characteristic firm texture. Immediately after cooking, the crabs are transferred to a cold water bath, a thermal shock that locks in the freshness while preventing bacterial growth. The next step is rapid freezing. The crabs are immersed in a brine bath at a temperature of 18 degrees. In less than 40 minutes, each crab leg is fully frozen, ready for long-term storage without losing its flavor. To add an extra layer of protection, the crabs are dipped in fresh water, where a thin layer of ice crystals forms on the surface. This thin ice coating helps prevent dehydration, keeping the crab meat from drying out or deteriorating during storage. Finally, the crabs are removed from the baskets, carefully packaged into plastic bags and cardboard boxes, and transferred to a cold storage facility with optimal conditions. Now the king crabs are ready to be shipped to high-end restaurants, seafood markets, and someone's lavish meal in a faraway place. So you've just followed the meticulous journey of the king crab, from the wild icy waters to the exquisite dishes on a banquet table. You may have already tasted this delicacy, or perhaps you're dreaming of the chance to try it. But now you know the effort, technology, and even the sheer determination behind that spiky shell. Do you enjoy this dish? How do you usually eat it? Steamed, garlic butter, roasted, or raw, like sashimi? Feel free to share in the comments. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next fascinating behind-the-scenes journeys.